Hello everyone and welcome to the LSI Summer Season. We're today for the first time in the F1 22 game for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Yes, Marina, it's been a while. Welcome to the stream and thank you very much for joining us. We're going to look at the current grid and we've got Spike on pole. Good to see you again, Spike. Got a couple of familiar faces that we've seen in the past, not for so long, but once again, we do see them. Zingy just bumping themselves up to the top. Let's see what they can do here. Don't know what these guys are doing on setups. Obviously, it's a brand new game, so it can be very, very mixed. Spike still leading on pole. Zingy in P2. Zingy is back, yes. Let's see if he can get to that top spot or not. Max Martin momentarily up to the top, but Spike, Zingy immediately get both ahead of them as they secure better exits. Now to one of the altered part of the circuits, the long hairpin. And they get through nicely so far. Zingy leads at the moment. Benjamin in P3, fair enough to win. Dark Salt and Husam immediately jumping ahead though. It seems like a lot of people going for those better exits and it's working nicely. Now through the wider turns in the final sector, we get through nicely as well. Final few corners, pretty much flat right here, slight lift. Zingy currently on top. Is he going to take pole position? It's close between the two. I think Zingy's got it. He's got it. 23.3.5 for Spike there, and then a 0.9 for Husam. That is the top three. Lovely, lovely stuff. And Zingy snatches it at the end. It was very close into that final corner. Didn't quite know who that was going to be, but well done indeed to those guys there. A very, very nice way to start off the 2022 game. Well, let's see how the race goes. Going into the sprint race, Zingy lined it up on pole position, Spike in P2 and Husam in P3. This is the rest of the grid. And then we will skim through the instance, race director, driver section and the instance section just in case. And then we'll be back for the start of the sprint race. We'll see you in a bit. A 25% race, then we got the feature of course in a bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to the LSI Summer Season. We're today for the Friday tier, just under the formation lap and getting ready, warming up our tyres. And one thing's for sure, the new game does cause some difficulty when you've got to warm up your tyres, so that's going to be a crucial part to the race. Zingy on mediums for now. Obviously you can also choose whatever tyre you want for the start of races, despite qualifying, which is a new feature, using all the track you possibly can to warm up those tyres. That is Zingy on pole position, Spike right behind him. Then we have Husam in P3, followed by Eager Pro in P4, Elliot in P5, Max Martin in P6, Luke Benjamin, PJ in Sidebinder finishes off the top 10. Then Marco returns as actually previously known as Gia Pasley, so great to see them back. JJ in P12, Gilly in P13, Gary, Dark Soul, QKS, and Vibes rounds off the grid. Now, we've got a very new circuit here. This is partly why it's on the final part of the calendar, of course. And we also have a new feature of the formation lap. Many of you will know that drivers now have full control getting to the grid. So, this is going to be the first test or official race that we're going to be doing this. He's just warming up those rears, get them nice and toasty on them around about 85 to 90 degrees. If you want them higher, then that is a risk you're willing to take. But the fronts are definitely going to be a little bit more difficult to warm up. And you've got that big gap that you need. Not big gap. Usually the AI would take control right now, but it's not. It's going to be Zingy driving up, leading the way. And going to their grid slot. Doing a bit of a burnout there. Lovely stuff. And everybody, we're about to go racing for the first time in F1 22. Hold your breath. Clench your butt cheeks, because we're about to go racing. Great to see. Brand new game, everyone. Unless somebody's not in position. Looks like it's going to be a lovely restart. Well, if you don't mind me, I'm just going to quickly get a screenshot of this. And then we are going to have to take a quick look at that. Hopefully we haven't started the race just yet. Nope, all good. I'm just going to take a screenshot of the results and then we will be hopefully good to go. Sorry for the delay, but welcome everybody to F1 2022. Seems good, doesn't it? Seems very, very good. Alright, well, we'll give it another minute and let's have a look, see what's going on. Alrighty. Looks like it's going to be time for a lovely restart. Sorry for the delay, guys. We'll be back in a minute. I will quickly talk to you now while we sort some things out, and then we will get going. Do apologise for this. But yeah, we'll see you in about 5 to 10 minutes. Hopefully more around the 5-minute mark. See you in a bit. Alright, sorry for the delay. We will be there very, very shortly. See you in a bit. Alrighty, I'm really sorry for all the bugs. Apparently, there's been more bugs, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on. It seems like we're running. Okay, here we go. Good luck, everyone. Lights out and away we go for the first time, and the grid has fixed itself eventually. Zingy gets away. Lovely stuff. Usam up into P2. Spike bogged down at the beginning there. Cars off the circuit. The Aston's round. That's Eager Pro down the order. Don't know if he's taken anybody with him. Spike off the circuit. Again, having to take avoiding action. I don't know what is going on there on the start. That was pretty hectic. Yellow sectors, but no safety car at the start of this Grand Prix. And Zingy gets away lovely. Luke up to P2. What a start from him. Elliott stays P4, P5 for Max. Benjamin into P6, and we've got a couple more people mixing around the order. QKS up to P14, and Spike all the way down at the back of the grid, and I'm not entirely sure. That is damage there. Oh no, for the Haas, and I believe also that was for the Red Bull, so there's big contact. PJ down the order. Pretty hectic start, and it's I don't know how many wide through that corner, and it's not even a corner, it's a straight. These guys need to be a little bit more calm, and the car's taken another one out, and I don't know who it was. It looks like it was UKS and JJ. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just a mistake. Once again, no safety car, which is very interesting. Although it does look like we have a safety car, it's just telling us all three sectors, and it doesn't tell us all safety cars. Yet, is it a virtual? No, it's a safety car, because it says, you can see on the marker board that it is a full safety car. So that was pretty mental. Zingy trying to bait another car into the pit lane. Husam goes into the pit lane anyway. I think that was Max Martin, or was that Luke staying out? No, Luke's gone into the pit lane to follow their teammate. So they're going to have to double stack, but still going to gain them a lot of time. So I think they might have a bit of a good idea on their hands here. Onto the soft tyre they go, and they'll be trying to go to the end of the Grand Prix on these. So, yeah, a very, very interesting start to the race. I don't quite know what to say, but there's going to be a couple incidents to look into. But yeah, at least we're underway. I'm going to quickly try and sort something out while I can, while the safety car has just been launched, and then we will go back into the race and have a look at the grid. I do apologise for the short delay, but just need to double check this, and then we should be good to go. I do apologise for the complications, but we are now perfect. So, all sorted, and hopefully that should be that. Get back into the race and see what we can get done. So, that is Husam, who was obviously P2, now down to P12 on the exit of the pit lane. Other drivers did, of course, make some pit stops. We've got time penalties for PJ and Gilly already. Let's have a quick look at those. They got a 3-second each. So that's happened on the first laps or under the safety car. Looking at the strategy here, some medium, soft, hard. No, soft, medium, or medium, hard. I don't think it's going to be a hard tyre at all. It's going to be a medium, soft, or a medium, hard. Either a medium, soft, or a soft, medium. Wow, that was a mouthful. I do apologise. But Zingy stays out, Max Martin, Benjamin, they're all staying out. In theory, with that gap there that Max Martin has, he is ahead of Zingy, although that is not true. Evidently, as we can see, positions gained, and Andrews 12 positions gained on that start there. QKS all the way down 17 positions. Apparently, I don't think that's correct. Because they were all the way at the back in qualifying anyway. So that is a little bit messed up. I do apologise. A lovely game. More people into the pit lane. I think, is that a second pit stop here for Husam? I think they're doing this strategically to go onto a set of mediums. Unless they got damage under the formation lap. I don't quite know. But we should be good to go. I think they're going for a second pit stop so they don't have to pit again and they can go to the end on the medium tyre. 5-second penalty for Eager Pro, collision with Gilly. Let's go and have a look at that one. They do have no front wing, so that is not good. I don't know if Gilly got any more time penalties. They didn't. Eagle's going to have to pit, and unfortunately I think that's going to be him making a pit stop and everybody else is going to be gone. We're going to look at some more data and we'll leave it on the tyre situation for now, and then we will very, very shortly get our first lap of racing, but EagerPro has got a bit of a headache on his hands right now. We've got a lot to deal with after the race, I will say that for sure. Lovely Serbian-style helmet there for EagerPro. Alright, Zingy, all eyes on him now. Safety car in this lap, we get the confirmation. Time to warm up his tyres. Zingy loves safety car restarts. He is the absolute king. Let's see if Max Martin and the Alpine can react or not. And then, of course, we have Benjamin, Darksel, and others all gaining a lot of positions from that. Alright, when will he go for it? Max Martin's got to react. Obviously, he needs to wait for that safety car to go into the pit lane, and it's a pretty long wait for that safety car to actually reach that pit lane. We'll go on board with the Honda. Red Bull powertrain, I should say. Safety car coming into the final corner now, entering the pit lane. Zingy's gone for it. Lovely stuff. Well done, Zingy. And he did manage to cat Max Martin out. And Max Martin definitely been caught out. Down the order he goes. Spins at the start. And that is our horrible, horrible news. Luckily for him, he can carry on and still gain some time. Goes back onto the racing line. And that's QKS going to try and go for it. But there's contact and I don't believe it. I do not believe it. QKS hopefully has not got damage. If he has, he's the most unlucky driver in the world. I don't know if he does, visually not, but it might still be there if we're not careful. But Zingy has caught out the whole grid for that one, and lots of people got extremely delayed, and that is not damage there. I don't quite know what happened there. We got the two McLaren side by side into the hairpin, fighting for position. That's Luke ahead of Hugh Sanford, I believe, for the first time now. And a lovely train they've got going on here. Zingy all the way on his own right now. Almost a 2-second gap. Benjamin right there. Darksalt chasing him closely behind. Enarda's getting a 3-second time penalty. Then we have, of course, PJ. And then in P5, sorry. Marco in P6. Trying to see what is going on. But it does look a little bit confusing right now. EcoPro has stayed out with that damage. So maybe they don't have damage and that's just a game bug. Vibes is disconnected. They haven't rejoined the session. So I don't know what happened there. And apparently, QKS has just been destroyed into turn 9, unfortunately. So I don't know when that happened. Marco trying to go for a move on the AI as he's defending from Spike. Actually, Spike couldn't get the move done there. He's going to have to go another time. Sidewinder right behind him, his teammate looking for some moves. A reserve driver now, Sidewinder, as he's unfortunately had to drop the seat, but they're back today for the first time in a while, and that's Marco going off circuit. Spike's going to take the inside line, and it is going to be a move, and actually Marco going off the circuit as he has to bail out. Sidewinder going over track limits there, a little bit risky, but it is what it is, and it does seem to be a lot of people actually overtaking Vibes by moving out his way. So that is the rules. It's just we don't usually see that too often, and that's damage up ahead. I don't know who that was. We could say it as EagerPro, but I don't think it was either. It must have been a bit further up, maybe. I don't quite know. There was a big front wing that's just flown up. We'll wait to see if any drivers are moving down the order or not. But that's Darksalt trying his best to follow Benjamin, taking very, very different lines into that turn 9 corner. And they've got Hernandez in P4 right behind these guys. PJ getting a time penalty, so it's definitely proving to be very, very tricky. And that did look like a turn 9 time penalty there for PJ possibly. So really got to be careful on that one. Sidewinder unfortunately had an issue, and that's them down the order. Of course, we did see QKS and Max Martin have issues at the start. DRS available as Zingy crosses the line to start lap 5. EcoPro getting a 3-second time penalty once again for track limits. Many going here right now, and that is less than ideal here. Less than ideal for sure. Alrighty. Now, we've got the top 3 battling, of course. Zingy's almost 5 seconds ahead, so he's got a heck of a gap, and that is the first move that we're going to see, I think, as we see Anders going to the outside. Round the outside as possible. He now has the inside line. Going to go for that move. Can't quite get it done. And he's going to have to drop back. He's going to get DRS again. Gets a good enough run, pushing on that ERS, and not going to be there, unfortunately, for the corner. Benjamin, very, very slow, and a lovely, lovely switchback for Anders there. On the outside goes Darksalt, pushed as that is legal. And he's up into P3. Now going to try and look if he can get past Benjamin. We have Spike all the way up to P5, so he's done a very, very good job. Past EagerPro, phenomenal job for Spike to get back up the order after that not great start to the Grand Prix. And on that soft tyre they go. So they have pitted already. They could go to the end here. Of course, the top 4 haven't pitted, so he's not actually doing too bad. In fairness, so he is still in contention to win this Grand Prix. His tyres are just going to be extremely old when it gets to later on in the race, of course. Alrighty. Pit stops going on in the background there as maybe it's a pit window. Lap 7 out of 15. Almost halfway into the Grand Prix, more or less actually. Zingy definitely is halfway into the Grand Prix. He's maybe a lap ahead, I don't quite know. Obviously that's sarcasm, he's not quite there, but battles, it's difficult to see them, to be honest. These camera angles are extremely zoomed in and you don't really get much of a view. We've got Luke and Gary very, very close together, so they're sure going to be switching positions very, very soon. QKS left the session, Max Martin down there, and then Sidewinder, of course, going into the pit lane again, and PJ is in the 18. Marco got a 5-second for no reason when they weren't even in the pit lane, so I believe we might have a bit of desync on for ourselves right now, but the rest of the grid seem to not have so much bad desync. I don't quite know, but it is what it is. And yeah, bit of a crazy start to the race. Quali was alright, but yeah, I don't know what to say, honestly. Is this still the sprint? It is still the sprint. We've still got a feature race to go. What a start we've had. Very, very chaotic, but we've got there in the end. And Anders going to look for a move. Is this going to be the first time Ben will have to fight? Well, I say fight. He has had to fight. He's just been too quick in a straight line. Very, very slippery. Looking at the speed. Can't quite tell from this distance. Unfortunately, we'll have to look at the data in a little bit. But he has got a lot in that car. I'm going to actually go and have a look on the telemetry. We don't do this too often. But I do want to just quickly go through it. So he's reaching about 260, 270, 80, 90 now. Okay, Anders is doing a similar thing, but Darksalt's just closer and able to have a look. Forces Anders to take an inside line, but it's not going to be enough for a switchback. And Benjamin is extremely quick in a straight line. So I don't really know what is going on here. Maybe Anders struggling with that battery and Benjamin's got a lot to play with here, so managing it nicely, and it's just a headache for these guys to actually do anything. 3-second time penalty for Spike, unfortunately. But we'll see if that plays a factor later on or not with the pit stops, of course. I think Anders and Darksalt, we're going to have to try and do a bit of a switch, undercut if they want to do anything here. I don't quite know how powerful the ult strategy is. Obviously, Zingy is still out right now, so he feels that he needs to go longer on this medium tyre and then pit a little bit later on, of course. Zingy leads the way. But this is the top or front battle right now. Once again, looking at that, they're not really gaining that much. They're gaining a little bit. There's a bit of a gap now between Anders and Darksalt, so he might have a bit of free time, I guess you could say, to go for a move. A bit of a wobble there for Benjamin, and then Anders does spot the opportunity, pushing for it. Gonna have an attempt, go for a switchback. Lovely stuff. Little fake, and Benjamin's going to try his best to hold it. Has to go wide to leave the space. Is he going to get a good enough run? Anders is still fighting it, but I think Benjamin has just done enough. That's the nature of that corner. And, oh, a little bit of a... I don't think that was intentional. I think that was a bit more of a lock-up moment. Of course, Anders is actually a Mercedes driver himself, so Benjamin's actually driving his car. But he joined the session late and he's into the Williams. So they go into the pit lane, all of them. And that's PJ into the pit, into the wall, I believe. So is that a safety car? Sidewinder's spun. That is a full safety car. So I don't know where PJ is. He's crashed. Okay. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the exit. Heading down to the final 2 corners. So that's an interesting place to crash. Funnily enough, he's in a Williams, and that is where Nicholas Latifi crashed. So I don't quite know what happened there. Darksalt's taken this opportunity to stay out, unless he thought that he wouldn't pit because his teammate, of course, did pit. Taken that opportunity, and he's now going to be right behind Spike. So this wasn't ideal for Spike. Does mean that he can carry on a little bit longer, and his tyres won't die out so much. Don't know how long we'll be under the safety car conditions for either. Oh, I think there should be Space Vortex. Sorry for the late reply. All good. Not sure what teams will be available, but I'll let you know as soon as I can. Alrighty, Darksalt leads the way. So this is an interesting situation. Of course, time penalties now are going to be a key factor with the grid being a lot closer together. My question is Darksalt going to go into the pit lane? Still yet to pit. Not caught up to the safety car yet, of course. The Delta is there. I don't know where he'll come out. Look at the gap to the leader. So he's going to come out around about behind Benjamin. So he's going to lose time on this. I don't know if Gilly will be able to overlap him or not. I don't quite know. But into the pits he goes. And fastest lap as well. We'll have a quick look. 5 seconds for Spike speeding in the pit lane. So he's gone into the pit lane after all, but unfortunately got himself a bit more of an issue. Zingy inherits the lead once again. How about that? Didn't expect that at all. And so fastest lap does currently go to Luke. That could change, of course, with the new tyres inbound. Darksalt losing a position. You can see Benjamin going through, so he's going to lose another position there to Benjamin. Or not, apparently. Okay. So that was a bit of a surprise. Didn't actually lose that in the end, and he split and Anders. And he's jumped Benjamin. So Benjamin has ended up losing a position, and Anders has gained a position. And Benjamin lost 2. Did Anders actually get through? I don't quite remember. But that is a bit of a dilemma that Benjamin's had, and that is probably the first sign of the immersive pit stops going about, of course. You get a little bit of a longer pit stop if you don't get it right, and I think Benjamin might have done that. Whereas Darksalt and Anders have possibly gone one better and got it perfect. I don't quite know. We've still got a bit of time until that safety car comes in. And then we're going to have a very, very, very short sprint to the end of the Grand Prix. We're going to quickly turn that telemetry back off so it doesn't crowd the screen too much. It is pretty crowded right now. I think we'll just see Vibes and QKS. They are AI, so they haven't pitted. Everybody else is on soft tyres. We'll know that for sure. And we are just going to turn it off so we can have a bit more view. I don't know if you can actually change the spectator MFD. It would be absolutely phenomenal if you could do. I shouldn't say MFD, I should say OSD. But unfortunately, I don't think we can. So we're just going to have to just deal with this one. Maybe get involved with SynHub for the future. But it is what it is. Okay, so that time penalty was actually from Sidewinder. So points-wise, Spike could get that removed. But unfortunately, for position in the sprint, or qualifying order for the feature, I should say, it's not going to be changed at all. Now, lap 12 out of 15. We're going to be probably racing at the end of this lap. Zingy once again finds himself in the lead of the restart. So in his absolute element right now. And I want to check, does EagerPro still have a damaged front wing? Of course we saw it, but he carried on, and he was able to carry on because I think it might be a bit of a visual bug. He does now have a front wing, as you can see. So good to be back with his current damage situation. Otherwise, it's just very, very confusing. Now, no time penalties for the likes of Zingy, Darkshot, Benjamin. They've done all right so far. They're going to be able to jump quite a few people as long as they don't make mistakes on the start. So for them, they just need to keep it cautious. Safety car is now confirmed to be in this lap, and it is time for Zingy to slow that grid down. Actually go to Anders here and look at Zingy. I should say Andrews. There's not a nickname on him right now, so I do apologise for that, but we will get that sorted for the next weekend. Thingy waiting for that safety car to go in, waiting a bit longer and a bit more, and Andrews is eager. He's going to react. Very, very close together actually. Gone for it. He spotted it, but it's way too late. Zingy has gone, and once again does exactly the same thing as he did last time, and he's going to gain a lot of time initially, and is not too far behind, especially compared to Max, who did drop back quickly and unfortunately had that spin as well. But everybody else is trailing a little bit. 6/10 is the gap now, so yeah, definitely not as bad, but it's still a bit of a gap. Benjamin does end up getting a 3-second time penalty if they go too far off the circuit at turn 1, unfortunately, so that's not ideal, and that does relax Darkshot and Zingy a little bit more. Both the Red Bull drivers looking for some good points here in the sprint race, and who will get fastest lap, that is for up for grabs, of course. And Zingy with cleaner, it could be an advantage, but he won't have DRS later on in a couple of laps, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Spike right here. No, Gilly in the Haas. No, it was Spike in the AlphaTauri looking for Gilly. I do apologise for the confusion. A lovely exit there for Spike. Going to use that ERS. Gilly's going to fight it. He's going to try his best. They both got time penalties. Can't quite remember how much. I think Spike's got quite a few, but he can get maybe them removed for points. Gilly, sorry, is still trying to fight it, but it's gone through. Eagle makes a mistake in the background. Not ideal. Another issue for the Aston, but well done to Spike. He's finally through, and lovely stuff. And Sidewinder is retired from the session. Please don't say that's another safety car. It won't be. There's not enough laps. But unfortunately, that is Sidewinder retiring at the turn 9. So I don't quite know what happened there. But Sidewinder definitely struggling with a new game for now. But yeah, very interesting racing, I have to say. You don't really see a massive amount of movement, unless that's just me. There's a lot of drivers close together here. That's an Aston of Igor looking for a possible move. Did they even go for it here on Marco? It's not Marco, it's Gary M. They're very close, and they're looking for a switchback before they even get to the braking zone at the hairpin. And on the outside they go. Gary might have to let this one. He does have the inside line. Igor has the outside line, has the better traction, and he's through. Lovely jubbly indeed. So no real fighting there for him, unfortunately. He couldn't really do much about it. We're going to have a look at the passes right now. I don't know how close they are. So they actually looked a lot closer than they are, so I didn't realise that. But it is what it is. We've got a couple more close battles further back, but because of the DRS not being available, I don't think we're going to see a move for a while. But Hugh Simon, Max Martin, they're not quite battling at the moment, so just going to have to be what it is for now. And that is him out. Oh dear. DRS enabled, no safety car will be around. Zingy's got a lovely gap. Is he going to get that fastest lap? I don't quite know with the DRS. Don't know if he's even got it. Luke had it last time we checked. But this is Zingy, lovely job on the final lap of the Grand Prix now. JJ's also retired, so very, very sketchy towards the end of the stint, as everybody seems to be making mistakes towards the end, and Spike also making a mistake. It looks like the tyres are really getting to the drivers, and it's not ideal at all. That is interesting. We've actually had a recent pit stop, so I don't know what is going on, and of course there's no reverse grid, so that is their Grid position's completely gone. Darksalt doesn't need to overtake Andrews here. If he wants to, he can do, but he doesn't need to. He'll still secure grid position and points as well. So this is going to be it. I think we're going to see a Red Bull 1-2 for the first time in F1 22 here. Lovely stuff indeed for them. And I don't really know what else to say other than this man has dominated from the start. What a race from him. He wasn't really contested that much, going a little bit wide on track limits, but it doesn't matter anyway. He's got a big enough gap. And Zingy comes around the final corner to win the sprint race in Abu Dhabi. Well done indeed. Anders is going to come home in P2, but he'll be demoted down to P3. And that is, of course, Darksalt into P2. And then we have Benjamin Gilly, who jumps Benjamin in the end. Husam in P6. Is he going to jump here? Yes, he does. Lovely stuff. Eager Pro crosses line in P7. Gary takes it away. And then Elliot into P9. Spike down in P10 eventually. So he's gained a couple positions right there. But he drops back with all those time penalties. Luke promoted. Wow. What a race. What a race. What a sprint race. We've got another one of these to come. And was that Eager Pro getting driver of the day there? Thingy onto the podium. Well deserved indeed. Lovely, lovely stuff. Dancing with a wheel that he doesn't have. He is a pad player. Zingy in P1, Darksalt in P2, and Anders in P3. Of course, Zingy getting that fast lap as well. Gilly, here's Sam, Benjamin, Gary, Eager Pro, Elliot, and Luke finishes off the top 10. And then Vibes in P11, disconnecting. So did QKS and Spike down the order into P13. Then we had Marco, JJ, and Max Martin. And DNFing earlier on was Sidewinder and PJ. Now we'll have a quick look at the standings, just in case. Not standings, instance, race director, that's a sort of thing, just in case, because we might need to with all those time penalties. And other than that, we'll have one more quick skim to get those time penalties on the board. Lovely stuff. And we'll be back for the feature race. We'll see you in a bit. That was a voice crack. Alrighty, sorry for the delay. Thank you very much for waiting. We are on our way very, very shortly. See you in a bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to LSI Summer Season. We're today for the feature race of the Friday to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and as you can see it's a Red Bull 1-2. Lovely, lovely stuff indeed. Zingy lined up on pole position with maximum points in the sprint race, 9 points with a fastest lap of course to make that extra point. And then Dark Soul in P2. Lovely stuff. The start of the season with Red Bull. Of course Zingy taking sidewinder's seat at the Milton Keynes team. But yeah, that is the top two. Endlanders right in P3. Very, very good race from him. Well deserved indeed. Gilly right behind in P4. Then we have Hussam in P5. Benjamin, Gary, Eager Pro in P8. Elliot, P9 and Luke finishing off the top 10. Spike down to P11. Unfortunately after the spins of course. Marco P12. JJ in P13. After they DNF'd. Max Martin of course DNFing as well as Sidewinder, PJ and Vortex joined. Brand new to the lobby. They didn't race in the sprint, but they will be here for the feature race, and hopefully they can get some good points for this one. Now, I was told that the safety car frequency wasn't that much with reduced, although we had quite a few, so I wouldn't be too concerned. We had enough in the last one. Hopefully we can get some good racing in this one. Hopefully the camera angles aren't as close, but I mean, it will be. It's exactly the same game. I also hope now we've not left the session that we will get confirmation that there's a safety car and it won't just say that it's all 3 sectors and the yellows. But Zingy's about to line up on the grid, get to his grid spot, burn up those tyres the final time, and then we'll be on our way for the second time this evening to round off the first time we've raced in F1 2022. Alrighty, hold your breath, clench your butt cheeks, we're about to go racing. Oh my god. No way. No way. Let's see. Alright, we're just going to double check something, hopefully. So, yeah. Do apologise for the problems. I'm going to leave the session and then we will go back into it and hopefully we can get it going. Hopefully you can actually hear me over the music, but I do apologise. Have we restarted? I don't quite know. We'll quickly double check. We'll get back into it. Hopefully we're good to go. Seems alright. But we do unfortunately miss a start because of this. So, not ideal. But so far it looks like everyone's racing because I got no response back in the chat. And here we go. Yeah. Oh my, I've been muted this whole time. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, Landers, for highlighting that. I do apologise. Well, you've had some lovely screen time without my my voice. So, yeah, I do apologise. Under the safety car conditions, Darkstar leads the way. The net race leader down in P5, all onto the hard tyres with this very early safety car. Unfortunately, Anders and Elliot have both gone out of this Grand Prix. Elliot seems to have an issue. I don't quite know what it was exactly, but we'll have to look at that one after the race. But it is what it is. Sorry for the delay. Alrighty. That's done and we're good to go. I do apologise for that mute at the start. We will get a restart, just a different kind of start, a restart. As Darkstar, of course, will lead the way, and then we have a Ferrari 2-3. So, yeah, I don't know when I actually muted myself. I don't know when I did that. That was very strange. I do apologise. But yeah, we had a couple moves. We had some battles going on. We're now back bunched up again. PJ's going to try and look for some pace here. Darkstar and Gary also. Will it be that much an advantage over the hard tyres at this stage? It might be. Should be. But time will tell, of course. Time penalties. We'll have a quick look. Sidewinder a little bit of a way back to the rest of the grid. I don't know if we're going to be going again this lap or not. We might have to wait one more time. Let's have a look at those time penalties while we wait. Gilly 3 second, also Max, and Sidewinder 9 second for Hugh Sam. So struggling a little bit. We saw in the sprint race a lot of drivers struggling. Of course, we saw Spike have some issues, so they might get some of those removed at a later time to try and maybe gain positions. I don't quite know, but yeah, the track limits are pretty difficult right now. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. For the time being, we can't really do much about it. The grid will be bunched up for the next lap, and we will be going racing on lap 9 out of 29. So we're going to have about 21 laps of racing to go. I think so. Don't quite know. Okay, that's Max Martin and Husam both retired from the session, and they've had a crash on the start-finish straight. What on earth happened there? What on earth happened there? I don't know what just happened there. I'm sure we'll get some sort of confirmation very, very soon, but that was a weird one. That's 2 drivers out. There and then. Alrighty. It's very interesting. I do apologise for the confusion. That was a weird one. Have to get into that one after. But that is another 2 retirements, so we're 13 runners. Waiting for that confirmation. The safety car should be in around about now. There you go. And we will be going again. That was interesting. I didn't see that. But that's what it is. Sidewinder unfortunately had an issue under the safety car already. But that doesn't matter. The safety car's already coming in, so they're going to have to try and get back up to the grid if they have damage. That is just going to be too bad, unfortunately. Darkstar leads the way. He's going to be the one to push for it. When will he go? Waiting for that safety car to go. Trying his best. He'll replicate what Zinga's doing. Safety car almost on its way in. I don't actually know what the pit limiter is like. Doesn't go for the move yet. Time penalty there. Darkstar and Gary M. Didn't see contact. Maybe I'm just blind. Not gone for it yet. Gone for it now. And Garrett's still warming up his tyres right there, so he's got a very nice margin. Can he get it to a second in the final corner? There we go. On the straight, yes he can. Lovely stuff, and a big spin for Marco. The other Ferrari spinning off the start. Luckily, no one else has got tangled up. I didn't see what happened there. That was an interesting one. And that was that. Dark Souls away, lovely stuff. Zingy up to P3 off the start, and just needs to try and pass Gary here, of course, and then he's got his teammate up ahead, and they're both on pretty old medium tyres. I don't know how the performance will be, but it is what it is so far. Vortex in P4, Luke up to P5, Benjamin a little bit further behind as he goes to the inside, back to the outside. He can't move again, back to the middle, so he's moving quite a few times there. That's a little bit crazy, and that does force PJ off the circuit. Didn't quite see what happened there. Benjamin is just about ahead. PJ, I don't know if he got a time penalty for that or not. That's Sidewinder retiring from the session. In the chicane. Nope, they've retired on the circuit, and that's them out of this one. But no safety car will be deployed, of course, for that one. Another issue, and that's Spike and JJ going very slowly. So Spike's not had the greatest of weekends so far. I didn't see what happened there, but it seems like another tanglement between drivers, and that is a weird one. Of course, another DNF, and yeah, that's a very confusing start to the Grand Prix. And Zingy up to P2 already, going to try and hunt down his teammate here. He's got a lot of pace in that car. Might even be able to get in DRS range when it comes available, of course. So, yeah. Very interesting indeed. I'm just going to try and see what happens here. Okay, I see what happened. Unfortunately, Husam was on his phone. Legal in the UK. Don't be driving and using your phone. That's the moral of the story, unfortunately. So that's caused Max Martin to retire from the Grand Prix, and Husam as well. And that is unfortunately all on him. So that is a weird one. Apparently, Sidewinder is completely desynced from JJ. So that's also a weird one. I didn't quite see what was going on there. I do apologise. We're going to have a look at this battle here. We do see Zingy, of course, getting close to Dark Soul. I don't know when he'll go for a move. Luke in the McLaren. They had some pace in the car. They did set a fastest lap in the last one. They didn't get it in the end, but they do have pace in the car. In the Netherlands, can they get through the Irishman in that Ferrari? Bit of understeer into turn one. Going to have to lift off the throttle. I say a bit of a correction over the curb as they ride it a little bit hard. That is the nature of these curbs. We are going to go now with the race leaders. Is Zingy going to go for an early move on his teammate as soon as he can? He does have a lot of pace in that car. I think he might attempt it. He's extremely close. Dark Salt seems to be pushing maybe. I don't quite know unless he just got a good exit. I think he's going to come back at him in the toe. He's going to wait, and he wants to go for the move into the next few corners, and Luke is ahead of Gary early on. Lovely stuff. We'll have a quick look. We do see a side-by-side moment there as we see PJ taking the outside line. Gonna have to let EagerPro go, and EagerPro makes the move. DRS will be available, but I think that's going to be a good enough exit there for him. And Zingy around the outside. Is it going to be good enough? He's really forcing him as much as he can. He knows that the outside line will have better traction. He's through, and Darksalt's going to have to let that one go, of course. Teammates need to try and cooperate a slight bit, and Zingy has the pace in the car. Didn't want to let it go, but he kind of had to. He does have to make another pit stop. And with the pace, if Zingy is faster, if he can just get dragged along, that will help him massively. Luke, now P3 and 1.8 seconds behind. Is he going to be catching Zingy here? That is the question. We've had no one really challenging Zingy too much. We saw them be pretty close at the start of the race with his teammate, of course, but I don't quite know about anything else. And JJ retires from the session in the pit lane, and that is for some reason another safety car. Is that in the pit lane, or is that on track? It is on track. Another spin, another car, another safety car. So reduced is just as broken as it was in the 2021 game. I do apologise for this once again. This will allow Dark Salt to make a pit stop. Zingy will, of course, stay out, I assume, unless everybody wants to go to the pits. I don't quite know. Oh my. Oh my. Once again, we're going to go round. We won't be under safety car conditions for long this time because everybody has been recently bunched up. So do not worry. It's going to be about a lap or two and then we will be racing once again. Alrighty. We're ready to go for the safety car. Zingy, is he going to go to the pit lane? That's the question. I don't know. Will he want those tyres? We will watch on board with his teammate as he's right behind. Yeah, is he going to want those tyres or not? I don't quite know. I believe, unless he's got a delta, he's waiting for his teammate to go to see if he can react. Zingy isn't going into the pit lane, and that does allow Dark Salt to go for it. So lovely stuff. Dark Salt will make his mandatory pit stop. And what time would he go for? I don't know if he has to go for the hards. I don't know if the softs would make it, because we're not even halfway into the Grand Prix yet. Goes for the hard tyre. Chances are we'd get another safety car at this rate. 3 second time penalty for Gilly. But he didn't want to take that risk, so he does go for that hard tyre. He's going to have fresh tyres, so that will be an advantage. It is 7, maybe 8 laps if you think about it. So he will have a big advantage. Is it going to be enough? Also, another advantage he has here, he's going to be able to warm up his tyres without having to worry about just getting out of the pit lane and speeding up. So, yeah, especially in the 22 game, that is an extreme advantage because of the issues. Alrighty. And looking at the grid, now that is Zingy and Luke very, very close to one another on equal tyres. And this is the battle that I was thinking about. Of course, Luke was catching, and I wanted to see if Luke would be able to challenge here. And yeah, pace, so it's not impossible. It's very, very possible. Will Luke be able to react under the safety car, of course, and more importantly, will he be able to hold on to DRS, because that will help him a lot if he wants to battle. DRS obviously allows you to gain time and save on ERS, so it is a luxury. Extremely beneficial for the car behind. We do need to make sure, though, that we're careful on the rear tyres. A lot of people have been caught out on safety car restarts, even because of this the reason this safety car has been caused. I don't know if it was a spin or if it was a crash. I have to check later on, but it is what it is. We got Spike in Benjamin, of course, P3. Spike in P4 up the order after their issues, so this is good to see them back into contention. Either Pro and P5. Dark Salt unfortunately losing a lot here because all these guys want to carry on going. They've got Vortex behind on the medium, so he could be quick here. But yeah, Dark Salt will still have a pace advantage or a tyre life advantage, but honestly, the halves don't really have that much of a pace difference for a long time at least. Maybe later on into the race it will become a noticeable thing. But right now, it looks like Dark Salt's going to have a bit of trouble here, and he just needs to try and stay out of trouble and make his way through the grid with no rush, with slowly, but of course making sure that Vortex doesn't get past, because if Vortex gets past, he's on that alternate strategy. Don't know if Vortex will be able to make it to the end of the Grand Prix. We're not going to be, well, we're going to be going in at the end of this lap, so he's going to have just about half the race to go. So that's going to be a very long way to go onto the mediums. In the 2021 game, it wouldn't be impossible. It would be difficult, but not impossible. In the 22 game, I have no idea, honestly. I believe it's going to be a lot more difficult, but I have heard that it's hard to actually puncture the tyres. Now we'll go on board with Luke as Zingy, once again, is going to be performing the safety car restart. Now, Luke's going to have to react. Will he be able to get the jump on Zingy? for the first time. Also waiting for that safety car to go in. I don't know how the safety car limiter will be in the new game. I haven't tested it, so I don't know if these guys will be limited on the throttle and they have to be cautious. Safety car going around the final corner. He's gone for it. Lovely stuff. And Luke was going wide. Zingy was tight on the inside and got the throttle down. Lovely stuff. And he's gone. So far, at least. Is he going to be able to get a second advantage? Looks like it's just going to be 8 tenths, maybe 9. No, 7, 6. Okay. So that does look like Luke was pushing there on the ERS maybe, or just had an advantage in the straight line. Once again, going wide at turn 1. Maybe that's a strategy. I don't quite know. But, yeah. Zingy leads the way. Got that 8 tenth gap back up again. Benjamin, unfortunately, not keeping with these guys, and that would put him vulnerable to Spike. Dark's on P5, jumping Eagle off the line, and that's Vortex going for a move. Around the outside, he has to go as Eager Pro goes defensive. He's going to have the benefit on the traction, and PJ also is going to be right there. So this could be very tasty. I don't know if they're going to make any kind of switch here. Oh, Eagle's close, almost colliding there with the back of the Alfa Romeo, but it wasn't enough, and that looks like it's going to be what it is. Gilly on the soft tyres here, not going to be in a position to make a move just yet, but we'll see. Maybe it will happen later. The Ferrari switching positions right now. Zingy leads the way, 9 tenths now, so gained a tenth on Luke. Spike getting their 3-second time penalty for the first time in this race, unfortunately, as he tries to get past Benjamin, but Benjamin is, from experience, a very wide car. He's not easy to pass. Spike will want to make that, especially with the time penalty that he's just got. Now, Luke trying his best here to hold on to that ERS. 9 tenths right now. Biggie can also play this strategically. Obviously, you can't just use all the battery in one go. You have to ration yourself if you must. And he's got a second gap at the moment. Of course, that could change very, very quickly. I don't know what wings these guys are running, of course. We have noticed that it's pretty broken. You can run very low wings and still have a relative amount of grip. So this is an interesting game so far. Maybe it'll be nerfed in the future, but right now it is in theory possible to run 0-0 wings. Luke gains a little bit there, but not enough, losing the rear. So a bit of a whip, and he's going to lose half a second. So that was very costly indeed. And that is going to be extremely difficult to gain anything back. That's Spike going for a switchback here as he tries to make a move on Benjamin. He does kind of force Benjamin to a bit of a mistake there, and he's going to try and have a go. Is he going to have a go into the braking zone? Be very difficult too, but he's going to have a look, and he's forcing space on Benjamin. A bit of wheel bang in there. He's going to hold on to the position and lose it to Dark Soul. Dark Soul on the inside, and he's gone for it, still sticking his nose. And who's that? That's Vortex going for a move. Dark Soul's lost the position. There's contact. I don't believe what I've just seen. Cars going off the circuit. Eager Pro spins to avoid and into the pit lane as they try their best to go. PJ also trying to go into it. DRS available. I think that was damage. Spike retires from the session if they've given up. I don't know what just happened. What just happened? Okay. I don't know. No safety car, retires into the pit lane. So that's that one. But that was very, very weird. I do apologise for that one. Extremely confusing. Zingy leads the way, and he's extending the gap further. Benjamin now doesn't have pressure from Spike, but he's got the DRS Vortex, and he's going to be the new threat as there's a bit of contact. Nothing that Benjamin could do there, and Vortex is going to try and get a switchback, gets the DRS again, and he's going to be pushing for it. He wants to make these mediums work as best as he possibly can, and he will go for it. But Benjamin is sending it into the corner. A bit of contact there, as that is Vortex having to go wide. Very, very careful. And he's going to have the inside line right now. He is going to go for it. Benjamin has to leave the space and contact. And that is Vortex round. Reset to track, unfortunately. That's Vortex getting a 10-second time penalty. He's got damage as well. And that's a full safety car for a front wing loss. That is extremely weird. extremely weird. What a race so far. Lap 18 of the 29. Looks like we might get some pit stops. Gilly, Marco, Gary, Vortex, all going to be gaining here. Although the safety car isn't quite out just yet. So it will allow people to get ahead. And I think it's going to be onto the medium tyre, I guess. Onto the medium tyre we'll go. Gary, on old medium tyres, of course, you only get one set. I just realised that. You only get one set in this new game, so it's either the softs or you stay on the hards. I completely forgot about that. Very broken game. Unless that's IRL rules. It's extremely confusing. But you know, that's what the summer season's for. To learn what's usable and what's not. Figure out the bugs. Figure out the good features. What to keep for the next official season. That was very confusing. As the whole weekend has been. I do apologise for this. Not really much I can do right now. I'll look into it, of course, as best as I can. The next weekend. But right now, this is it. Thingy, is he going to make that pit stop? He thinks about it, but he doesn't go for it. He's going to stay out. Luke's going to stay out. It's the only option you have. You can't go for a set of mediums because they don't have them available. And Darksop goes into the pit lane there. Gets a 3-second time penalty for going over that line. What's that one? Into the pits he goes, onto a soft tyre, so he's taking that gamble as many other drivers have done so as well. I think he will jump ahead of everybody else. Of course he's lost that position to Igor, but other than that he's not going to lose anything. Igor managed to keep it out of the wall with that spin, so well done to him indeed. Oh, it's going to be tight here, it's going to be very, very tight. Is Gilly going to jump? Yes, no he won't, I don't know. There he is, there he is. Well done indeed to Dark Soul. He has jumped in. He is ahead. And that was very, very tight indeed. Gilly tried his best, but it wasn't enough there. Well done. Well done. Alrighty. I think he's going to be leading for I don't know how many times. Again, this time, for the safety car restart, I should say. I don't know if I even have enough fingers to count how many times. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. But he will be leading once again. We're going to have about just under a 10-lap sprint, maybe even 9 laps. When we cross the line, we will have 10 laps remaining. So it's probably going to be about 9-lap sprint to go to the end of the Grand Prix. Those soft tyre runners are going to have an advantage. Everybody on the hards, they have track position. And with the nature of these cars, it can be easy to follow. And straight line speed is very, very tricky to get a hang of. So I don't quite know what's going to happen here. Maybe some people on the hards here are going to use low wings, and that will allow them to defend, of course. So yeah, this is pretty crazy, but it is what it is so far. And we will once again get a second chance from a second chance, I believe from a second chance as well. So we've got a bit of a headache for Zingy, of course, because, you know, you're leading the race. You're leading the race. You want to keep that lead and just drive the car, you know. You want to hold it and have no stress. But you get all these safety cars and you have to once again gain that time that you just gained a couple laps ago. And you don't get any time penalties, because if there's a safety car and you get a time penalty, you're going to have a headache and a half. I do apologise, Vortex. I'll have a look at it later on. It has been noted. Alrighty, safety car should be called in this lap. It might be a little bit late. Unfortunately, Gary hasn't really caught up here. Are we going to get confirmation anyway? There we go. It's a little bit later, but it is still here. Zingy's going to have to warm up his tyres. I think he kind of straightened up the car and decided to not warm. That's probably not a good idea, of course. You know what the game is like. But we will be going in this lap. And Zingy's going to have to do it again. When is Luke? When's he going to go for it? Luke learns this time. He goes for the inside line. Of course, he was caught out last time. Zingy cutting him off there as he is allowed to, and he's gone for the move. He's gone for the restart, and that's Benjamin, I think, making a mistake. Down the order will go, and that is unfortunately another crash on the safety car restart. Luke gets away nicely, but yeah, a bit of a cheeky moment there, going side by side under the safety car. Not really allowed to do that. Zingy, of course, was allowed to cut, and that is all an Alfa Romeo Vortex making the move into turn 2. What on earth? That was a very risky situation to be in, but he's done it, and it is very, very clustered right here at the back. As you can see, Gary leads the way right now. Gilly's going to try and get a switch back. We got the other two with the other Ferrari, PJ, right there as well. This is difficult to get my head around. I don't know if we're actually going to get any overtakes eventually. Goes slightly defensive, and that is the Ferrari having a quick look, but no, nothing in the end. Maybe a switchback here is available for Gilly. I'm going the wrong way on the cameras, or actually a switchback for PJ, but not quite so much, and he's just going to have to let it go. I don't think he's going to go for the move. Nope, that's going to be it. Luke, struggling on the rear once again. Had 9/10. Now it goes down to 1.1, almost 1.2. But he's managed to save it somewhat, so he needs to try his best to get back into that DRS range if he wants any chance of winning this Grand Prix. Very close to track limits there on the exit, after firing a few corners. And Vortex now up to P3 already, jumping Eager Pro and Benjamin. I believe they've both had issues. So, yeah, Darksop seems to have had an issue as well. That is a fastest lap there for Vortex. No surprise, he is the lead soft tyre runner. And he's going to now try and hunt these guys down. He's obviously got to DRS range of Luke already. Not going to get DRS just yet. He's going to have to wait another lap. He's got a time penalty though, so he still needs to overtake these guys, and then he has to pull away by 3 seconds. I believe it's a 3-second time penalty. It's a 5-second time penalty. So unless he's going to get that removed, that is a 5-second gap that he'll have to pull. He's going to have to drive his absolute heart out if he wants to win this Grand Prix. He'll get a nice run. He's pushing here to try and have a go on Luke. He's going to have the outside line. In theory, the better line. Here we go. Luke to the inside. Going to try his best to defend. Vortex around the outside. Easily done. And that is it. He's through. And he's gone. Now he's going to try and hunt down Zingy. Zingy's going to be in a bit of a situation. 16-lap-old hard tyres. Not exactly that quick compared to 2-lap-old soft tyres. Will the softs hold on enough, though? We've got 8 laps remaining of the Grand Prix. No, that's not 8 laps remaining of the Grand Prix. 7 laps of the Grand Prix to go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, 7 laps to go the Grand Prix. I don't believe I can't believe that I had to count that. I do apologise. Vortex now could get DRS. He's pushing hard. He knows what he's got to do. He's got it. There you go. You see the line? Oh, it's actually there. Not bad. Did he get it? Did he just about lose it? I don't know. Nope, he got it. Lovely stuff. Going to get that DRS. Going to be able to push a little bit. Save some ERS until he makes that move. Of course, once he gets through, he's going to have to, one, escape DRS from Zingy, and then he's going to have almost to do a second per lap, if you like. A second per lap on Zingy. And I don't know if that's going to be possible. In the final sector, of course, he will gain a lot. Somewhat in the first sector. If it was the old track layout, then he would definitely gain in the first sector. But in the third sector, it's going to be extremely difficult to actually do anything. Looking down the order, we've just got a cluster of soft tyre runners, and they're not really able to make any moves, and it's extremely difficult to race, it seems, with these new cars. At least so far we've seen. Maybe it's just a circuit, I don't quite know, but it is what it is for now. We'll have to look into it later on, and that's PJ in P7. Just about losing DRS range. We could see a bit of a move here. Maybe, but I don't quite know. Of course, we need to go and watch with the main show, as Vortex is going to try his best to make a move on Zingy. He's caught, but not really enough to make a move just yet. He's going to have to keep it cautious on track limits, of course. He'll be able to gain a bit of time here unless Zingy's going to use ERS. He's not going to use ERS. He's just going to let him catch a bit. Of course, that time penalty is going to be difficult for Vortex to actually get out of from Zingy. And Zingy knows if he can hold on to DRS, he'll give himself a very good chance of holding in that 5-second time penalty range. A very good exit there for Zingy, and no way for Vortex to get through. He's going to have to wait till lap 25 to actually go for anything here. You can see he's allowed or able to brake a lot later, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Spending a lot of time there. Opening up the steering, taking a very tight inside line. Now going wide. So be careful of those lines. He's caught up nicely. Oh, might have got a warning for that one. Can't do that too often. Now, he will be close enough to make a move. 8/10 off from his old pace. And... or his fastest lap, I should say. He's going to be trying his best to catch here. Not going to be needing to use ERS just yet. In the braking zone, he'll gain some time. Needs to focus on the exit, though. You know, Zingy will be doing that. He's got a fair bit of ERS as well, I believe, left on that circuit. Going to the inside line, going defensive is the Red Bull. Vortex going to go. He knew what he was going to do, as he has the inside line. Going to push him slightly to the outside. Fair play, as Zingy is going to try his best to push or force his nose in, and he gets a very, very good exit compared to Vortex, and he's got the DRS. Very well played, and that is extremely annoying there for Vortex. He's going to have to find another way past, and I think by that one move, even if he lets Vortex go now, I believe that is probably going to be it. I don't think the softs are going to be fast enough to gain a second a lap, and we're going to be on lap 26, so that's under a second a lap. That's 4 laps to go. When we cross the line, 4 laps to go. It's going to be extremely difficult for Vortex. He has to get through and escape, or hope that Zingy makes a mistake. And both of those situations are going to be extremely difficult. A big amount of understeer there for Vortex, and that's going to allow Zingy to get a bit of a breathing space. It might even allow him to, well, not need to defend on the first straight. So that is lovely for Zingy. He's extremely good on the exits despite the tyre difference. Yeah, so be available. Maybe Vortex is going to try and go for a move into the next corner. Round is that. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer. And for now, that's going to be Zingy ahead. He's through. On the exit, bit of a moment there for Vortex, so that's completely ruined any chance of going for a move. And he's there, but it's not going to be enough to catch. And I think at this stage, Vortex is going to have to just hope that he can extend from Luke. But with 9/10 remaining, or within that gap, that might be pretty difficult, of course, if he's being slowed by Zingy. I don't quite know what the situation would be. We've got a bit of a switcheroo, I should say. A couple moves being made as we see the Ferrari have a quick look on Gilly. Gilly not having a great time. They get themselves a time penalty and they lose the position to the Ferrari. And the Williams is also going to have a look, but they have to just wait for now to the inside. Gilly getting another time penalty, so I don't know if he's got damage. What is Gilly doing here? That is weird. PJ now goes ahead. He's going to have to hope that he gets back into the DRS range, but that is an interesting situation for Gilly to be in. Loses the car again and again and again. Vortex this time is close. He's going to get a second opportunity here. He might have to try something a bit different. He's using the ERS and he's going to go for the move. He's a lot further up this time. Is he going to be able to push it though? He's trying to get a good enough exit, and then he's going to try and force Zingy wide, but once again, I think he's done it. Oh, he waited for that DRS, and he's got him. He's got him. What a play. Zingy's got ERS to fight with though. Takes the outside line. Now to the inside line. It's not there. It's not there. To the outside line Zingy goes. He's going to have the traction on the exit. Is it enough for the soft tyre? It's not. It's not. Vortex ahead, but he has the inside into the next corner. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm closing my eyes. Oh, that's close. He does go off circuit a little bit, and that's a little bit cheeky, but I think that's just going to have to be what it is, and there's contact! There's contact! Oh, no! Zingy, close the door, and Luke will take the lead in the Grand Prix! No way! That 27 over 29, and Zingy's going to push like hell if he wants to get back into this. His tyres are going to be somewhat toasty. He's got DRS range right now. Is he going to be able to get back into it? Vortex will now potentially lose this position to Gary as well. I don't know how many seconds of time penalties Gary has, but that is super frustrating for both drivers, of course, and I don't know whose fault that was. It looked like Vortex was there from my recollection, but I'll have to look at the replay to actually make a decision. I don't quite know what just happened. And Luke is leading the Grand Prix. He's got a golden opportunity here. Zingy's catching. Not going to go for the move just yet. He brakes very, very late and catches a massive amount. He knows what he's got to do, and he's going to do it. He's not got any ERS. He's been fighting with Vortex so hard that, I mean, he's just been pushing. Is he going to go for the move into the long hairpin? It's pretty much impossible to go for dives here. It's a bit like Portugal time one. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I'll have to look at the replay because I didn't quite see it too well. But it is what it is. Zingy is close. Vortex might have damage. He's not escaping from Gary. Although Gary is still on more or less equal tyres, he might have damage. I don't quite know. Alright, we're on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Zingy is right here. I never knew we'd be in this position if you told me a couple laps ago. Zingy's here. He has to play this to perfection. He's got hardly any ERS. You can see that Luke has a fair bit, so he's going to be able to push nicely. Zingy has a lot of pace in that car. They're on equal tyres, so it's all about who's got the most pace, who's got the best tyres, the freshest tyres, who's managed them nicely. DRS available. He's equalising that speed, slowly gaining now. It is an advantage to DRS eventually. Onto the inside line, goes defensive, does Luke. And now he's going to try and secure a good exit. But of course, Zingy's going to have a look at the switchback. If he can get a good enough exit, gets the DRS, and he's made a mistake. I don't believe it. He's made a mistake, and he's not going to get it. And I think Luke could be in for the win here. No way has that just happened. Luke, round the final few corners, unless he makes a mistake, I think that's going to be it. Zingy spinning up the rears. He's not going to be happy with himself there. He closes back up. Is he going to try anything heroic? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the risk. He is a lot quicker. He's so close. But I think it's not going to be enough. And I think Luke is going to take it. He goes for the dive. There's contact. And Luke will take it in the end. Luke wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And Zingy will take P2. Gary takes the podium after all of that. And Vortex drops down. PJ in P5. Marco in P6. What an ending to the Grand Prix. Zingy not able to make the best of those two positions. He drove an amazing race, but Luke was there to pick up the pieces. And I don't know how they're going to feel, but he's done it. He's won the race. I don't know how Zingy's going to feel after that one. That was a roller coaster, let's just say. But yeah, that was a mental ending indeed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Luke wins the Grand Prix, McLaren for the first time in 2022. Well done indeed. A Red Bull win and then a McLaren. Let's see what we got tomorrow. But first of all, have a quick look at the standings. Vortex Six driver of the day did a very good job to go from the back of the field to P4. Almost got that podium. Alrighty. There he is. There is the McLaren man. Rocking that orange. Well done indeed. Phenomenal job. That is the top three. Luke takes P1, Zingy in P2, and then we have Gary in P3. Then we have Vortex, Marku, PJ, Gilly, Igor, and Ben getting fastest lap. And then we have Darkside in P10 in the end, getting the final point. DNFing was Spike, JJ, Sidepointer, Max Martin, Sam, and Anders, and Elliot earlier on in the Grand Prix. We're going to skim through the driver section, the incident section, and then, of course, we will go to the pit stop section just in case we need to. If there are any bugs that people encountered and want to get some time penalties removed, which is highly likely in the brand new game. Now, we will go for one final skim through to make sure we got all the time penalties, etc. You know, all the good stuff. And then we will be back for the post-race interviews. We will see you in a bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to LSI Summer Season. Sorry for the wait, we are finally back for the post-race news of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That was an interesting one, but it was the first race in the 22 game, so not a surprising situation to be in. We start the interviews with PJ. PJ, you had quite a few battles. It was a very crazy race. It was quite hard to follow, so I do apologise. I know there was a battle. We did see some of it, but it was very hard to follow. The cameras are very zoomed in, so I'm not used to it. I will get used to it and I will improve, but can we get your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty chaotic all along, and especially the safety car restarts were pretty chaotic because the tires get so cold so fast, and also the penalty system with corner cutting is so stupid because as soon as you get off track, and although you lose a lot of time, you still get 3-second penalty. So there is improvement.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised that the new update that we had didn't do anything, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can avoid some issues next time. But yeah, talking about next time, once again, notorious me, I have forgotten the next track, so I do apologise for that. I'll quickly get it up for you. Let's hope it's not Australia, because that's very broken as well. It's going to be Australia, isn't it? No, it's Brazil. Are you alright at Brazil? Are you good at that circuit?
No, I'm not. I wasn't. I wasn't in the last game, so I was really bad at Brazil. But let's see what this game presents us.
It sounds promising. Hopefully it's alright. You know, the new game, it can bring anything at least, so, you know, we'll see. But yeah, crazy race. Glad you had some battles. But yeah, thank you very much. We'll see you next time. One last question. How do you describe your race in 3 words?
Last lap puncture.
That's such a shame.
I got it in the last corner.
Amazing.
The last lap.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Sure. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon.
And we move on to Zingy, if he's here. Yes, he is. Good to see him.
Yep.
You won the sprint race. You're back. You got pole position, of course. You won the sprint race. A little bit of a messy moment in the feature race. I didn't quite see it, so I'm going to have to look at it afterwards. But can you take us through the whole weekend, first of all?
Yeah, I had so much pace. I was probably the fastest guy out there, if I'm honest. And I really pushed on time trial to try and get the best time I could, and I did. So I felt really confident. On all tyres, the soft tyres were quite good, mediums were alright, and the hards were quite consistent. And I was able to keep the good pace, pull away from Luck and Spike and Vortex. Safety car came out. I stayed in the hards because I thought it would be the right strategy, and it was going to be. But you know, these things happen when you get taken out, but you can't do much about it. I'm still happy with P2, but I would have enjoyed being P1 and not sadly being the P2 merchant again.
It's a shame. You've got 25 points in the first weekend. Of course, the sprint race does help and you gain a nice amount, but 25 points, are you happy with that for the first race?
No, I could have got, what? How
30.
much was the maximum? 30. I could have got 30, and I get 25, you know. Those 5 points might be important to me later on, and it's been messed up, so. But it's not bad. I know I've got the pace on a lot of people, so I'm sure I'll be able to get the win next time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I just want to say it's great to see you back and great to see you on top as well, so well done. The next race, Brazil, you won there last time we went there. It is a new game now. Do you think you can do it again?
Oh, that thing. You know exactly what I'm on about. I can't say it though. Yeah, I'll win there. I'll try my best to at least. I'm very good at managing my ERS because, as you see before, what's his name? Luke. I was able to use my ERS that I had left and overtook him, but nearly did. But, so I should be able to keep the train apart. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, man.
No
Can't lie.
All good. But yeah, really well done. It's a shame it didn't go quite your way, but still great effort. You should be proud of your pace. All I can say now is, can you describe your race in 3 last words?
Give me a moment.
Oh, give me. That's 4.
That's oh, no, I'm. I don't know.
Fair enough.
That's not even it, but we'll go with it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today.
Thanks.
And that's been it. We're going to have a quick look at the standings, and you can see Sebi still leads the way. The top 3 are now reserves. We've got, of course, Breezer in P2, Gilly now in P3, and then we have Brody in P4. They are also reserves, so that's top 4. I forgot to change that, and Rulaton is reserved. So the whole top 5 in the Friday tier are all reserve drivers. Of course, that would change very, very soon, but yeah, that will just take time. All I can say is thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good night.